guys, it's Dawn Marie with Custom Comfy Crochet, and today we are finally going to learn how to do this wonderful little baby alien. So I'm going to talk to you for just a minute about all the materials that you're going to need, and then we'll get right into it, okay? All the yarn and everything that I used for this came from Hobby Lobby. Besides maybe my crochet hooks. So this is going to be for the body, the head, the ears, the arms. This is for everything that has to do with it. And this color name is Dream in Aquamarine, and it is by I Love This Yarn. This is $4.99 when it's not on sale, but you can use a 40% off coupon for that, which is on Hobby Lobby's. And this video is not sponsored by Hobby Lobby. I wish it was. But at any rate, yeah, you can use the 40% off coupon for one item, or you can just go when everything's on sale, which I think is like 30, 35, 40% off, something like that, and that makes it go down significantly. You will need 2 of these for your amigurumi, okay? And then you're also going to need this fireside, by Yarn Bee, and it came from Hobby Lobby as well. And the color is called Honey Maple. So you'll need one of these. And then guys, I tried so hard to save everything so you would know what it was. And I just could not find the thing that goes around this one, but it came from Hobby Lobby as well. It was over in their chunky yarn section. But any color like this will do. It doesn't have to be chunky, but if you want to follow my pattern exactly, then you do need at least a chunky yarn. But all this is for the scarf, okay? So, but like I said, it did come from Hobby Lobby. It was over in the chunky yarn section, and it has a velvety type feel, kind of like a Bernay, but it's that's not what it is. And then all you'll need for the eyes, I do not use doll eyes for this. I hate those things. Hate's a strong word. I dislike them. I think they're very hard to work with, especially with crochet. I've used them with sewing patterns and they seem to be easier, but you can use those if you want to, and you can find those at Michael's and any other hobby store, and you can use those if you wish. However, I don't really know the sizes that you'll need for this because like I didn't use them. So, but they look great, as you can see from my thumbnail. The yarn eyes look just as good as the other ones, but you're more than welcome to use those if you so wish. You'll also need a pair of scissors, a darning needle, and you are going to need a 5.mm hook and a 6.5mm hook. The 5mm hook is for all of the body, arms, ears, and so forth, and the eyes, and then the 6.5 is for his robe. There you go, his robe. So the 6.5 is for his robe. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started, and I'm going to try to get done with as much as I can in this video. The face is the hardest part of it, and so I want to really show you how to get it just right, because the face is what's going to make it look realistic. How you place your ears, everything about the face and the head is so important. That's what makes this look really good. So I'm going to go into detail on that, on how to do the eyes, the mouth, everything, okay? But let's just go ahead and start with this for now. So we're going to start with the head, and I'm going to go ahead and take a skein here of this blue color, aquamarine color, that is already started, and we are going to make a magic circle. Now I'm going to show you in this video, and I've shown in others how to do a magic circle, and then if you don't know how to do a magic circle or you're not comfortable with it, I'm going to show you how to do the mock magic circle. So to do a magic circle, you put your yarn between your forefinger and your pinky, then you wrap it around. Make sure that this part of your yarn is facing down, and then this part goes over like that, okay? Then you're going to take your 5mm hook and you're going to go under this and bring this up. And when you do, your yarn's going to twist a little bit, and then you're going to pick up this yarn and go through. And when you do that, it's going to make it a little tight, so just pull with your other hand, okay? And then you would pull down, and then you would start working within your circle, whatever your pattern calls for, which this one is 6, okay? To do the mock magic circle, you would do a slip knot, you would chain 2, 1 and 2, and then you would work your single crochets in the second chain from the hook. So for like this one, it would call for 6, so you would put 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then you would just pull down, and then you would be working around just like you would do with the magic circle. So that's just an easier way to do it. I just prefer the magic circle, so that's what I'm going to use. Now also, real quick before we get started, I do want to let you know, just like I did for my Christmas doll, I am not going to go through every increase and decrease, because I know first of all, I'm going to teach you how to do it within this video, so then you'll know how. But then also I know that a lot of crocheters already know how to do that. So to go through all of that is just going to take a lot of time, and there's just no need for it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to increase and decrease, and then I'm going to put the rest right up here where you can see it. I'm going to tell you exactly what to do. So yeah, that's what we're going to do, okay? So we're going to get started with our magic circle, and we're going to put 6 single crochet in that. Okay. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then you're going to pull down, and we will be working in the round for this, which means, if you don't know what that means, it means that you will be, sorry, I'm having to untangle a little bit of yarn here. You won't be closing with a slip stitch for your rounds. You're going to just keep going, okay? And you will need a stitch marker for this. So I don't use the plastic stitch markers because I lose them all the time. I just use yarn. I used to buy them and lose them and buy them and lose them. So, but you're more than welcome, obviously, to use that if you wish. But I would just put my stitch marker right here and then go on. But for this one, I'm pretty sure that I can count, because all we're going to do for our first round, working in the round, is put 2 single crochets in each round. So I'm going to go right into this first single crochet here, and I'm going to put 2 single crochets. There's 1 and 2. And then in the next one, we'll do 2. That's 3 and 4. And the next one, 2, 5, and 6. So you're just going to do that all the way around till you have 12, 7, and 8, 9, and 10, and 11, and 12, okay? So now that I have that, I'm going to put my stitch marker right here where we just finished, so I'll know where to begin and end, okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to start increasing, okay? So I'm going to show you how to do a few rounds, and then I'm going to put up in the corner what you need to do, and I'm also going to tell you what you need to do, okay? So to increase, what we're going to do is we're going to do what I call the 1 and 2. So we're going to go right into our first stitch here, and we're going to put 1 single crochet. Then we're going to go into the next and put 2 single crochets. That is our increase. And the next one, we're going to put 1 single crochet. And the next, we're going to put 2 single crochets. And you're going to do that all the way around. And you should have a stitch count of 18. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. 1, And then you will always land on 2, so pull your stitch marker out and then put 2 single crochets right there where your stitch marker was. And then you're going to put your stitch marker right back where you just stopped, right into that stitch, okay? Now, you want to try to keep your stitches when you're doing any kind of amigurumi. And amigurumi, if you don't know what that means, basically means that you're making a crochet stuffed animal. And a lot of people think that it's about the size, but amigurumi simply means, you know, that you're making a stuffed animal or anything stuffed, okay? So, yeah, doesn't matter that it's big. Also, I forgot to mention in the beginning of this, and this will be in the description, that this little wonderful alien stands about 1.5 feet when you're all done, okay? So this is not small. This is a big amigurumi project, okay? So we just did our 1 and 2 increase, and now we're going to do our 2 and 2 increase, which means we're going to go into our next stitch and put 1 single crochet, go into the next and put 2 single crochet, and into the third we're going to put 2 single crochets, and again into the next 1 single crochet, into the next 1 single crochet, and into the next 2 single crochets. And you're going to do that all the way around for a stitch count of 24. Also notice that every time you go around, your stitch count is going up by 6, and that is because you started with 6 in your magic circle, okay? So we're just doing our 2 and 2. So 1, 2, and then 2. And again, we're right here at the end, so there's 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, and right here where our stitch marker was, pull that out, and you're going to put 2 single crochets, 1 and 2, okay? So I'm going to do one more increase round with you so that you'll know how to increase. The way I'm increasing will stay the same, and I will put it up here where you can see it. But basically, you're going to be increasing for 9 rows, okay? So now we're going on to for 9, up to 9, you will be increasing. So now we're on 3. So we're going to go into our next stitch. We're going to put 1 single crochet, into the next 1 single crochet, and into the next 1 single crochet. So that's 3. And then you're going to go into the next and put 2, 1 and 2. Then you're going to go into your next 3 stitches and put 1 single crochet, 1, 2, and 3. And into the next, you're going to put 2. You're going to do that all the way around, and you should have a stitch count of 30. So 1, 2, and 3. And then in this fourth one, 2 single crochets. 1, 2, 3. And in the fourth, 2 single crochets. And that's where your increase is. Again, 1, 2, and 3. And then 2. And we're coming up to the end, 1, 2, and 3. And then pull your stitch marker out and put 2 right there. And then you can put your stitch marker back. Okay, so now you know how to increase. So I'm going to tell you right now what you're going to do from this point on, and I'm also going to put it up here, over here where you can see it written down, okay? So we just increased up to 3 and 2, meaning we did 3 single crochet, a single crochet in 3, and then we did 2 in the next one. So you're going to do that all the way up to 9 now. So you're just going to keep going. You did 3 for this one, then you're going to do 4 and 2, 5 and 2, 6 and 2, 7 and 2, 8 and 2, 9 and 2, and then you're going to do 7 rounds of single crochet, which we definitely don't need to do on camera. So you're going to do all this all the way up to the 9 for the increases, and then 7 rounds of single crochet, and I'll meet you back. Okay, so you've done all of your increases, and you've also done 7 rounds of single crochet, and this is what it should look like. Now, as you can see, it could be caved in like this when you're done, and that's fine. You can push your fingers in and flatten it out if that makes you feel better, but it might just cave in again, and that's okay. That's exactly what it's supposed to look like until it's stuffed, okay? So now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you how to do some decreases. And I'm also gonna show you how we do a little bit of the mouth. Some of the bottom part of the mouth is done within the head, and then later we sew on the top of the mouth, and I'm going to show you how to do all of that, but just for now, just follow what I'm doing. Okay, so we did 7 rounds of single crochet, and now we are going to start our decreases. So now we're going to do 9 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then you're going to do a decrease. And to do an invisible decrease, what you want to do is you want to go into the front loop of your next stitch and don't do anything. Go into the next stitch, go to the front loop, don't do anything. But now we're going to pull our yarn through those 2 stitches and then go through like that. And that's how you do an invisible decrease, okay? Then we're going to keep going. 1 and do 9. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then you're going to do another decrease. So you're going to go right into the front loop of your next stitch, right into the front loop of the next stitch, pull through, and then go through both loops, okay? And then again, we're going to do a single crochet into the next 9 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then you're going to do another decrease, again going through the front loop of this stitch, the front loop of this stitch, yarn over, pull through, and then go through both loops on your hook. Then you're going to do 9 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And again, another decrease, going through the front loops only of your next 2 stitches, pull through, and then go through both loops on your hook. Okay? And again, we're going to do a single crochet in the next 9 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then another decrease. Front loop, go through both, and go through the 2 loops. And now we're on our last 9, okay? So we're gonna go into the next 9 stitches and put a single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now it's where I need to change colors. So I can, or not change colors, it's the same color, but I've run out. So if this happens to you, I'm gonna show you how to do it. We were on 4, okay? So I need to go into my next stitch like I was just gonna work a normal single crochet. I'm gonna let this fall. I'm gonna bring in my new yarn. Okay. Then I'm going to simply tie this in a knot I'm going to do that twice. And that will just fall right back into my project. So there was 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And now we're on our last 2, and our last 2 is going to include where our stitch marker is. So pull out that stitch marker, and now you're going to work 2 together for a decrease. So you're going to go into the next front loop, into the next front loop, pull through, and go through both loops, okay? And then you can put your stitch marker back. So that was a full round of decreases, and that was 9 and 2. That's what I call it, a 9 and 2 decrease, okay? So now we're going to go on to an 8 and 2 decrease, okay? So we're going to go into our next 8 stitches and put a single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, and then you're going to do the 2 together again, or the decrease, going through the front loops only. I'm going to make sure I'm grabbing that front loop. Okay, and then again in the next 8 stitches, 1 single crochet in the next 8. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then you're going to put a decrease. And then again, you're going to do 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and then another decrease. And you're just going to keep doing that all the way around. And I want you to keep doing this until you get to, so we're on 8 now, so then I want you to do another row which would be 7 and a decrease, and then another row which would be 6 and a decrease. And then once you get done with that, I'm going to meet you back, okay? Okay guys, so you should have just completed your 6 and 2 decrease round. And now this round, instead of going right into our next decrease round where we would do 5 and then 2 together like we've been doing, steadily going down in our numbers, we're going to do a little bit different because this round is going to start the mouth, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to go right into our next stitch and put 1 single crochet, and in the next we're going to put a half double crochet in the front loop only. So we're just going to yarn over, go into the front loop only, pull up our yarn, and go through all 3 loops on our hook. That is how you do a half double crochet in the front loop. And you're going to do that 3 more times. So there's 1, 2, 3, and then 4. And then in the next stitch, you're going to do another single crochet. Okay? So you're going to do, now we're just going to do a single crochet all the way around, okay? And I'll do that with you on camera because we're just going to go down and we're going to do 1 single crochet, and then we're going to go back to our decreases for our next round. But for those stitches where we worked a half double crochet, we're going to have to work it a little bit different because the whole point of doing that is so that the mouth will stick out from your project, okay? So we're just going around and doing 1 single crochet. And again, this is only the bottom portion of the mouth. When we get to putting the head together, I will show you how to make the top portion of it. but this just gives us a guide, and it works better when you do it within the head instead of just doing it when you're done. It makes it look more realistic. Okay. So we've gone around doing our single crochets and we're back to our stitch marker. So we're going to take that out and we're going to put a single crochet there. Okay. And then you're going to put your stitch marker back, and now we're going to start working on some decreases. So we're going to go right back to doing our 2 together. So now we're going to do 5 and 2 together. So I'm going to show you how to go over where we did the half double crochet. So we're going to go right into this first stitch and we're just going to do a single crochet. But now, as you can see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 half double crochets. And if we want them to stick out, then we need to work in the back, okay? So we're going to be doing our 2 together and also working in the back loop, okay? So there's 1 single crochet, and then we're going to turn that over, and you can see where the loop, the back loop is. 1, 2, 3, 4 of those back loops right there is where we need to be working into now, okay? So I'm going to go right into there, and I'm going to put another single crochet. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5 single crochets, okay? Now what we're going to do is we're going to go through back up at the top now that we did those. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So now after you've done that, sorry, I think I was out of focus. So now we're going to go back up to the top here where we were. So once it lines up with these right here. So now we're going to go right back up here, and this is where we're going to do our decrease, our 2 together. So just like I've been doing, I'm going to go right through there, right through the next one, pull through and do a decrease, okay? And see, now that pokes out. I don't know if you can tell, but it's poking out now there. Okay, and it'll be more distinguishable as you go around. And so now you would just simply go around and keep doing your 5 and your 2 together. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then your 2 together. And then again, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 2 together. And again, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 2 together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 2 together. So yeah, you just keep doing that all the way around, just like we've been doing. Okay, and now we're here at the end, and you're just going to do your last 2 together. Okay, and then you'll put your stitch marker right back where it was. Okay, so that's what it should look like so far. And right here is going to be the bottom of your mouth. You'll see the indentation. And like I said, the more you go down, the more noticeable this is going to be as it pokes out just a little bit right there. And then the top portion of the mouth will go right here. And I'm going to show you how to do that later, okay? So now what you would do is you would continue decreasing. So what I want you to do, and then we'll meet up, and I'm going to put the directions up here as well, you're going to do your 4 and then 2 together, your 3 and 2 together, your 2 and 2 together, and then your 1 and 2 together. And after you do that, after you complete your 1 and your 2 together, we're going to come back and I'm going to show you how to finish off the head. Okay guys, so you just finished your 1 and 2 decrease, and now it is time to stuff your head. And I will say, first of all, I want you to pull this way far out, your working loop there. I will say this, it's gonna look really weird. You see, this is what it looks like. So if you're wondering if you're doing it right or wrong or whatever, and it looks so weird, the mouth still looks a little funny, it's all gonna look really good in the end. It just takes time to look really good for this project, okay? So, and by the way, I didn't put this in the materials list in the beginning, but this is just some fiber fill, and I also got it from Hobby Lobby. It was on sale for $2.99 a bag. Okay, so we're just going to take our filling here, and we're going to start stuffing our head. And I want to do this with you on camera because I want to show you that this really needs to be really stuffed, okay? This is really important that you get all the stuffing in this head, okay, that you can, because that, well, you can pull out your stitch marker now if you want because you know where you're at. That is what's going to make this head look really big and really good, is to put enough stuffing in there, because if you don't put enough, it's just not going to look right. So I'm just, you know, using my fingers to really push this around the stuffing, okay? And you'll see that it's going to start taking shape as you start adding more and more stuffing to it, okay? Now, if you're using stuffing from an old pillow, that's wonderful, or an old stuffed animal in your house, you can definitely do that, so you don't have to put so much money in your materials. But if you do that, you need to make sure that you break apart that stuffing because it's been in something for a while and it needs to be broke apart, okay, if you're using that kind of stuffing. But if it's brand new from a store like this, and it's already been mechanically processed recently, and so it just hasn't. So you're just using your fingers to push all around, getting to every little corner. Remember, you're working like a machine right now. Because, you know, we crafters making this crochet, we have to go against all those machines. So think of your hands like a machine. You're trying to get that stuffing all the way in and around. Sorry about the noise, but, and as you can see, I'm putting a lot in here. So you're definitely gonna need a whole bag of that if you wanna use that. Okay, so I'm just pressing all around. Okay, and I still think it needs a little bit more because I can see that right here it's still caving in. There's a feel to it, and it's hard to explain, but I wanted to try to show you. But you don't want a lot of spring in it. You really want it to be pretty sturdy. So I'm just gonna keep moving this all around to get into every corner. And the way I kind of know that I've got enough stuffing in is that it starts to come out of the top, and it's not doing that yet. Okay, it is a little bit, but not quite, as we want to get into the top here too. So just use those fingers to go all the way around. And I think I just need a little bit more. Just need a little bit more to get it to look like I want it to. So you want a nice round head. Okay. And just a tiny bit more. I told you it takes a lot of stuffing. Maybe you should get 2 bags because you've got to do the body too. Okay, so you see that starting to spring back up? That lets me know that I've definitely got enough in there. It starts to come right up there at the top, and that's how I know, if that helps you at all. Okay, so this is what it looks like. And there's the bottom of the mouth that we sewed in, or crocheted in rather, and then the top will go over here. Okay, so let's just finish this off right now. We're gonna put our stitch marker back where it was, and putting all the stuffing in here is going to spread apart your stitches a little bit. That's just something that happens. You can't really get around it. Just try to keep it tight as you go around, because now after we did our 1 and 2 decrease, now what we're going to do is we're just going to go around and do decreases all the way around. So, and the next 2, going through the front loops only, we're going to pull this through. Okay, and then in the next 2, do another 2 together, and in the next 2, and then in the next 2, so all the way around you should have 6 decreases, but it didn't work out for me that way, and that's okay. Just keep decreasing all the way around. As you can see, I'm just slowly getting rid of this hole in the center by working decreases. So I think that's the last one I'm going to do there. Okay, and then what you're going to do is you're going to cut off enough. I dropped my scissors. You're going to cut enough off to work in, because you're going to use the body leftover piece to work on. So for this one, you don't need a long piece, just long enough to work it in. Okay, so then what you're going to do is you're just going to simply pull that through. Okay, and then you would sew this back into the body, and I'll show you how to do that real quick with your darning needle. You're just going to put this on to your darning needle, your leftover yarn, and then as you can see, it's kind of poking up a little bit, so just go through the middle there and out the side, and see, it'll pull it through. Okay, and then go back in, and then let's do it one more time. You're going right into the middle, but you're going right back into the place you just came out of, so it doesn't leave any space there. Okay, and then you'll pull out, you'll pull tight, so it springs back into the stuffing. Okay, and there we finished our head. Okay, and so the way it would work is this would be the bottom, which is really good because as you stuffed it, it left a little bit of that there. So this will sit just like this, and there, right there, we have our mouth, the starting of our mouth, and then this will fit onto the head, and then the ears will go out this way. So that's the next thing we're gonna do. Let's put our head to the side. We're gonna go over our ears, and I think that's all we're gonna be able to get done today because we've already got a pretty long video here. So the next thing we'll do when we come back is we'll do the body and the hands and try to finish up, okay? Okay, so using our 5mm hook, we're going to do another magic circle. Okay. And then we're going to pull that down, and this time we're going to put 4 single crochets into our magic circle. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then you're going to pull tight, and we're going to be working in the round again, and now we're going to do 4 single crochets around again. Okay, so we're just going to go into our first available stitch, and this is kind of hard to do and see because we're just working with 4, but you can do it. Maybe. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we want to keep it like this because this is what makes it have that point. Okay, so then pull this out where that's on the outside, and then you're going to put your stitch marker right there where you just stopped. And now we're going to go right into some increases. So we're going to go into our next stitch and put 1 single crochet. Into the next, we're going to put 2 single crochets. Into the next, we're going to put 1 single crochet. And then into this last one, we're going to put 2 single crochets. Okay. And then we're going to do 2 single crochets and an increase around. So we're going to do 1 and then 2 single crochets, and then go into the next and put 2 single crochets in 1 stitch, 1 and 2, and then into the next 2 stitches, 1 single crochet, 1, and the next 1, and then right where your stitch marker is, pull that out, and then you're going to put 2 single crochets. So 1 and 2. Okay, and then you need to put your stitch marker back, and then we're going to do another round of increase. So we're going to do 3 single crochets. So in the next 3 stitches, put 1 single crochet, 1, 2, and 3, and then into the next 2 single crochets, and then repeat that again, 1, 2, and 3, and then where your stitch marker is, pull that out and put 2 single crochets. Okay, and then put your stitch marker back. And now we're going to do another round of increases. I'm just looking at my paper here. So now we're going to do 4. So in the next 4 stitches, put 1 single crochet, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then in the next, put 2 single crochets, and then repeat. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then pull that stitch marker out and then put 2 single crochets. Okay. Then put the stitch marker back. And now you're going to do 4 rows of single crochet. So you're just going to go all the way around, putting 1 single crochet. When you get to the end, pull your stitch marker out, put your single crochet there, put your stitch marker back. Okay, so that was 1 round of single crochet, and we need 3 more. Okay, so that was our second round. So I'd like you to do 2 more rounds of single crochet and then we'll meet back up together. Finished your 4 rows of single crochets and we're meeting back together again. And now what we're going to do is we're going to start doing some increases, okay? So we're going to do 5 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we're going to do an increase of 2. And then we're going to do 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we're going to do an increase of 2. Okay. And now we're going to move up to 6 and an increase. So you're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you're going to do 6 and then an increase. Okay, and then you're going to repeat that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then you'll pull out that stitch marker and that's where you'll put your increase of 2. Okay, so I want you to keep increasing all the way up to 10, and I'll put the instructions right up here, and then we will meet back together again. Once you get done, you get all the way up to your 10 and then your 2, okay? You should have just completed your 10 and 2 increase, okay? So you did 10 single crochets and then you did an increase of 2, and you're going to do that twice. You did that twice all the way around, and now what we're going to do is just 1 single crochet all the way around, okay? So just together, we're going to do 1 single crochet all the way around. Okay, so we've done our 1 single crochet around, and now we're going to do another round of increase, okay? But this time what we're going to do is a little bit different for our increase. We're going to switch it up. So we're going to go into our next stitch and put 1 single crochet, into the next stitch and put 1 single crochet, and into the next we're going to put 2. And the next we're going to put 1 single crochet, and the next we're going to put 1 single crochet, and in the next we're going to put 2. Okay? And you're going to do that all the way around. 1, 1, and then 2. 1, 1, and 2. 1, 1, and 2. 1, 1, and 2. 1, 1, and 2. And then finally 1, 1, and then on your stitch marker you should land on 2. Okay, and then you can put your stitch marker back. Okay, so that's what it should look like so far. It looks kind of funky. That's okay, it's exactly what it should look like. And now we're going to work a couple rows of half double crochets. So I'm going to do one with you. So basically you're just going to do a half double crochet all the way around. So again, we're going to yarn over, go into our first available stitch, pull up, go through all 3 loops on our hook. That's a half double crochet. So you're going to do that all the way around. just like that. And when you do this, it's going to flare out a lot and it's going to look weird, but I promise you this is the way it's supposed to look. So just all the way around, half double crochets. Okay, all the way till you get to your stitch marker, and you need 3 rows of these half double crochets. So let's do that and then we'll meet back together again. Okay guys, so you finished your 3 rows of half double crochets, and this is what it looks like. It looks really weird, it's all fanned out. That is exactly the way it should look. And now we're going to do a row of decreases, okay? So we're going to go right into our next stitch and put a single crochet, into the next put a single crochet, and then in the next in the next 2 we're going to do 2 together, going through the front loop only, just like we've been doing for our decreases. And then again 2 single crochets, and then 2 together. And you're going to do that all the way around. And this is where you're going to notice it taking its shape, the ear taking the shape that it needs to, okay? So again, 1 and 2, and then 2 together. 1 and 2, and 2 together. Okay, and now we're at our last 2, so we're going to pull out our stitch marker and go through the front loops of both of those stitches, pull through, and that's our last 2 together. And now when you do that, as you can see, it's going to make it start caving in, and that's what we want for our ear, okay? We want it to start caving in. And we're almost done with this ear now. Now that we did that decrease, what we need to do now is 4 rows of half double crochet. So again, you're just going to go right into your next stitch, do a half double crochet, and you're going to do that all the way around for 4 rows. And I'm just showing you a little bit of what that should look like, okay? So that's what it looks like right there, that half double crochet. And again, you need 4 rows. So we'll meet back together as soon as you get done with those 4 rows of half double crochet. Okay? So guys, you finished your 4 rows of half double crochet, and this is what it should look like, just like this. And you are going to need 2 of these, and that completes your ear. Please leave a very long tail on the end of this because that's how you're going to sew this on, okay? So let's just real quick look at what we've done. Here's our head right here with our mouth down here. This is the end. And then what we're going to do is we're going to sew these ears to each side. Now, this is all we're going to get done for this video today, are the head and the ears. As you can see, it takes a little while to explain how to do all this stuff. So our next video is going to be the body and the hands, and then hopefully we can finish up with the robe and stuff, because a lot of that you're going to do, I'm going to do off camera, and you'll be off camera as well. It's just getting started with the robe that you'll need to know how to do. So hopefully we can complete that all in our next video. But yeah, we got a lot done today, and I'm glad. Please note that this is my pattern. If you do wish to make it and sell it, that's absolutely fine. Just please give me a shout out. But in no way, fashion, or form is my pattern able to sell. You will not be able to find the written pattern for this anywhere. It is only going to be in this video. So I just want to share that with you because I have seen some repeats and so forth, and that is going to happen, and I understand that's okay, but I know most of my viewers are honest and sincere and wonderful people, but I did want to include that in here. If you could, if you like my videos and you enjoy this, please like, share, and subscribe. It means so very much when you can do all of those. hit that bell so you never miss one of my videos. And also, if you get a chance and you have the time, please watch an ad or two when you can, because that helps generate funds to pay for all the materials and for these videos, which as we all know, yarn can be expensive. It is mighty expensive addiction. So yeah, so if you have the time and you can do that, that would be so great. And if you're involved in any crochet groups or you have friends, please let them know about my videos and share my videos on those crochet sites. And thanks again for watching, and I'll be back just as soon as I can to finish up this wonderful little alien. Okay, thanks guys. Happy crocheting. Bye-bye.